What's good, everyone? It's the one and only NY Phenom. If you guys enjoy NFL, NBA content, want to see some more gaming content soon, give this video a like, and if you're new, go and subscribe to the channel while you at it. Now, let's get into this video. Listen, shout out to the Toronto Raptors, man. Real talk. Shout out to the Six, man. These guys been balling all season long, man. They arguably lost the best player in the world. They already lost the best player in the world, my man Nuff, who's out there in LA balling. Already lost the best player in the world, and they're still balling. They're staying afloat. They actually are better than they were last year at this point. They're 40-15, second in the East, man. Shout out to the Raptors, man. Shout out to the Six. Listen, I knew the Raptors were going to be a solid team, even though that Kawhi left. I know some people thought that they were going to fall off a bit because you lose a star. But, you know, my thing is, you got one hell of a coach in Nick Nurse. Shout out Nick Nurse. He's one of the best coaches in the league. He coaches his players on both sides of the floor. A team like Kyle Lowry, man, these players, they play with so much heart. They give their effort. They play as a team, and you got to credit the coach. You got to credit the coach for that, instilling that culture into this team. I think Dwayne Casey, he sprinkled some of that in a few years ago, but bringing in Nick Nurse, bringing in a star like Kawhi Leonard, I think just revamped this entire organization and just turned it into a winning organization. We gotta remember, the Toronto Raptors used to be known as some losers. They used to be known as losers. You know, as much as I love me some DeMar DeRozan's my dude. I think he was one of the most underrated players of this past decade, honestly. But they could never get over the hump. It felt that they lost games that they should have won. We know what LeBron did to them in the playoffs every year. But you know, this Toronto Raptors team, man, they play with heart, they play with swagger, and they that team, man. They're just that team that, you know, you can never sleep on. I mean, they're this team. They're all around good team on both sides of the floor, man. Like Kyle Lowry, we already know what he's about. He was bringing that same intensity that he had in the finals into the All-Star game, man. Like Kyle Lowry, I know a lot of people were trying to say he's overrated. He's not even a top 15 point guard in the league. I thought that was total blasphemy. Kyle Lowry, he's always been a solid scorer, always been a really good defender, always brought some good intangibles to the game, a great leader. Kyle Lowry was always one of those steady point guards. We're talking about like a Chauncey Billups, man, just a leader. He didn't always have the clutchness as a Chauncey Billups, as Mr. Big Shot, but at the end of the day, he brought that leadership to the game, and it just turned this team around. I mean, this team, without Kyle Lowry, I'm not sure they had the same success as they have now. And then you got star and Pascal Siakam, man. He's really became a star. I was kind of fishy on him last year. I was wondering why he was starting over as Serge Ibaka, but that was last season. But man, he's just turned around. Last year, we started, you know, seeing the second half of the year how good Pascal Siakam really is. Now he's turned into a star with Kawhi Leonard not there, averaging 23.5, you know, nearly 24 points a game, man. Paul Siakam, man, he's really that dude. And you just got a lot of good talent around these guys, man, like a Fred VanVleet, a Serge Ibaka, Marc Gasol, that's still getting busy. You got Norman Powell, OG Anunoby, man. Like, this team is a really solid team, and they're staying afloat. And we got to credit the organization for that, man. What's the fucking president's name of the team? I can't even pronounce it. You guys know the black president of the Toronto Raptors. You know, listen, I'm gonna still call him a snake forever. I'm gonna still always call Ujiri. I'm gonna just call him that. I'm gonna still always refer to him as a snake, because at the end of the day, you could have told DeMar DeRozan from day one that you guys we're going to ship him off. I always thought that was wrong. But at the end of the day, you made the move, you traded for the star in Kawhi Leonard, and you got your chip. And it's turned this organization totally around. This team is even competing without Kawhi Leonard. You just gotta show some love to this entire organization. Like I said, Nick Nurse is one hell of a coach, most likely gonna win Coach of the Year. I mean, it's really nothing to speak about, man. Like, this team is they're just a good team. They're a good team. The top superstar is gone, and they're still playing with that same level of intensity, winning games and getting things done. Like, there's a real possibility. I know the Bucks they're like 6 games ahead of the Raptors. So it's most unlikely that the Raptors are not going to sniff the first seed. But the fact that there's a chance, like, if the Bucks were to lose somehow 4 or 5 straight games, that the Raptors could like actually have a real chance to get a number 1 seed. It's just insane. It really is. But the Bucks are just too good with the Greek Freak. But at the end of the day, to even be at the position that they are in right now, competing with teams like the Celtics, the Heat. I mean, right now they're even better than the Sixers. I would have never predicted that. Like, going to the year, I thought the Raptors would be, around that 6, 7 seed. I thought that there would be a solid team that showed some heart, but just were missing a top star. And they still at times, like, I think come playoff time, like, I've been bigging you guys up all video, but I still think come playoff time, you need that star, you need that superstar on your team when the game slows down. So, I think it's going to hurt you guys if you guys don't have Kawhi Leonard come playoff time. But just right now in the regular season, it's super impressive what the Raptors have done without Kawhi Leonard. So, overall, shout out to the Raptors, man. Really shout out to the Raptors. Shout out to Drake. He's been there the entire way. He was there when my man Paul Pierce called game. So the 6, you guys have some fun. All right, Drake, Tory Lanez, whoever, Justin Bieber, you guys have a lot of fun, man, because you guys got one hell of a team in Toronto, man. The Toronto Raptors are a really good team. But it's going to be interesting how far you guys can go in the playoffs. I think the max is you guys going to possibly make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. My thing is, can you guys really beat the 76ers in the 7-game series? If we think that the 76ers are going to actually click again, I just think the 76ers are just a tad bit higher than you guys at full peak, because they got the stars and the Ben Simmons and Embiid. So, at the end of the day, that's just that. But I got to shout out to the Raptors, man. They just been playing with a lot of heart. I mean, they were on a 15-game winning streak. They lost their last game before All-Star Weekend to the Nets. So it is what it is, man. The Raptors, they just one legit team. They're a legit team, and they play with heart. They play with swagger, and they're honestly a fun team to watch. So. Shout out to Nick Nurse, shout out to the entire organization, the fans they bring every single night. No doubt. I mean, hey, there was a point where it was sort of embarrassing to say we the North. It was sort of embarrassing to say we the North. It was like every time, especially came playoff time, it was like you guys were hiding in your closets. But at the end of the day, you guys are winners. You guys are winners now. Ever since Kawhi Leonard and the crew got there, they just attached the winning into this organization. So that's that. There's really nothing else to say. I just had to show you guys your praises, man, because you guys have been one of the bright sprites. One of the things I really didn't predict going into the year. I did not expect the Raptors to be this good mid-February. I really didn't. But that's it. That's all. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'm the Phenomenal One, and I'm out. Deuces.